Audio Jungle.
Apostle will that we say what associates.
All right, I will see I need to say a year and rather and I just say a year. Kristo Asafo I omo koye Thanksgiving service Emma a year the late. Kwadwo Safo Kantanka wanya ni baby ekoye ni tua treka na ekoso efa eye ye papa yi eye ensensemo na enrada na chese omukoye national Thanksgiving service edem kra ye papa echifafa na emra chese dwumadie ne ekoso ewo ho eye ye former vice president eye Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia enso ekopie mo ha ebusia na chese ewo adani ebutu a enye asemketo akra for wani ebehwe because na enye fedi agro kra mra Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia ko piemo wo ho na chese eye osebo Ghana fo bebre na ani age na yenitia se eye Adwo Asafo Kantanka an ena chese eye eno na ma Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia ekopiemo na okopiemo wode insem baako mienu bi etudwa abusiafo enye asemketo na meso se ube stay tuned to Ayiwu TV ube like ube comment na wa share me videos ne na yabo ebram na yakotie insem ne bi
Yenyina yenim ade amabehu ene ewa sorry den mo fi say ampa apostle wewu but me gidi say oda sotiase Sere yenyina yenim no apostle ne hu na eyehu ne hu ye hu papa ade a no timi hu no otenase a ontimi oka asema unnim but ebaso sana nanu nim no na ne hu eyehu nyame ehira no papa na o gidie ewo bibinin brofo efreno capability say yebetimi aye niema bebre saa gidie na odiye nejuma ohwe apostle nejuma adibomu so ahuno enen sakraye ena na odiye juma science and technology mo ikwiejuma manufacturing ningina cars aeroplanes ningina na ogidi se ye adwen etoswa ye bibifo ye betimi aye sane ye menyina enti o believe say with God it is possible ye betimi aye menyina apostle of army say nia na kasanamba nia ne ba sana na mene no ye tie since mebe hunu from 2008 or na otumefo miko srano na watumefo na odi ideas fa ideas bebre etudwa mikaise na yendi jumadie bi celebrating na wofoda the birthday mikidi say na 90th birthday celebration sambre no na ne homfa no enti wetimi amba jumadie no ho but yewie na oma ankra beto mi se osememba ne fie na membe chia no ewo ne fie enti omode mi call ne bedroom na oda mpaso na mi ko chia no na yakasa kakra mi free ho endu na wochi ena nyame efre enti sa visitation na meko yeye no na okrami na mi nimsa se okrami na sede ohwe MPP ye party mu na onfa MPP endi agro kra na onfa MPP ndi agro enti mesrɛ mo sɛ de na apostle okuta me no muso munkuta me saa na apostle wejai ejepadiɛ kɛseɛ ama Ghana fo ama wiase nyinaa saa ejepadiɛ no ne sɛ ɛyɛ Kristo asafo asɔre ɛno ɛna wejai ama yɛn nyinaa na adeɛ a mepɛ sɛ bɛka kyerɛ mo sɛ ɛyɛ ejepadiɛ kɛseɛ mo nso mu yie mo manka bom ɛnwɔ Kristo asafo asɔre mo na adeɛ na ɔpɛ sɛ ɛyɛ no na ya mo ayɛ na nyinaa ayɛ ama asafo apostle safo Kantanka mo nso mu yie na saa legacy no yɛde asomdwe ɛne nkabom ɛbɛka mo a ɛbɛkɔ so yie ama yɛ nyinaa nyame nka mo nyinaa medamo ase.
Now, you know that Hanan Abdul Wahab is being prosecuted by the court, by Justice Sims. I really feel sorry for the prosecution. This is Hanan over here. Thank you very much. Hanan and his wife are both being prosecuted by the High Court. Now, I'm going to try hard and do this in 5 minutes. Justice Sims is the lead prosecutor, and he's been having too many pitfalls in this matter. It appears that he's actually not very well prepared to do the work. It appears that he's more interested in carrying policemen in his car and taking photographs in lifts and those things than really doing the prosecution's work. Because what I'm going to show you over the next 5 minutes, you will cry for Ghana. Is that what the prosecutors that we are paying, is that how they are doing their work? So Samsai started this prosecution with charging Hanan. In fact, they began with arresting him and punishing him with some onerous bail conditions, and party full soldiers had to go there and all of that. Okay, so this is the Hanan trial, and this is what we have so far. October 28, 2025. Original 24 charges filed against Hanan and Pfizer at the Accra High Court. Justice Samsai and his friends, they filed 24 charges. So this is the story. Ex-Buffer stock boss wife faced 24 charges for alleged 78 million theft. That's what they said at the beginning. 78 million theft, okay? And then they ran through that charges. They didn't find a headway. They ran into a cul-de-sac. Samsai carefully guided the whole process into a cul-de-sac. And then one day we're there on the 5th of May 2026. Court discharged them after Attorney General withdrew the charges, citing new evidence. The learned Attorney General, Justice Samsai, in such a disgraceful manner, came on 5th May to withdraw the charges and told the whole Ghana that he has new evidence, and so he's going to, after all the shenanigans that went on, they couldn't prosecute. He actually ran into a cul-de-sac. Instead of admitting that he has run into a cul-de-sac and asked other lawyers to help him, he brazenly came bragging that he has found new evidence and is going to charge Hanan. We waited for day 1. Waited for day 2. Hanan was not charged. Then we saw this. Deputy Attorney General Samsai has withdrawn charges against Hanan and his wife Pfizer, leading to their discharge. So they were completely discharged. I'm still on that story. They were discharged completely. That's the junction that we have. Let's move on. Hanan and Pfizer rearranged. Bail granted. 60 million for Hanan and 3.5 million for Pfizer. So this time, Samsai, after bragging that he had received new evidence and was going to have some serious charges, he came back with a reduced set of charges. He really couldn't proceed with the case. That's how we know that he ran into a cul-de-sac. He just didn't know what to do. And you know what we are hearing, because we're interested, is that the seasoned prosecutors at the Attorney General's department, Samsai doesn't talk to them. He says they are NPP. And these are prosecutors who work for Dominic Ahini when he was Deputy Attorney General to Marietta. These are people who work for Marietta. These are people who work for Betty Moldidrisu. These are people who work for Joe Gatti. These are people who have worked for NDC Attorney Generals and MPP Attorney Generals. Suddenly, we understand that Samsai says they are NPP, so he can't work with them. So that's really what is happening, viewers. This is how these politicians treat Ghana. You pay them to go and sit as Attorney General to work. You have been paying people who have been experts in prosecution for the last 20 years. They are there, and then the political boss decides that they are NPP, so I won't use them. And then he's doing a horrible substandard prosecutions. And then he comes into a lift and take a picture and he's pretending that he's a musician. 20 new charges filed against ex-NAFCO boss. So the first one was 24 charges After he bragged and went and came back, he now has 20 new charges. Let's move on and see what happened after that. Okay, so 15th May, prosecution filed 20 count sheet. 11 June, defense requests 69 documents from prosecution. June 19th, case management conference completed. However, court strikes out unsigned witness statements and orders release of seized electronic devices. That was very important. Semsai, I think he was asleep, or he didn't sleep early that night. So when he came to the case management, he had not signed the witness statements that he presented were not signed. I think he thought he was going to get away with it. And then he was caught by Godfrey Dami and said, "Hey, my lord, the guy hasn't signed the witness statements." And then the judge was outraged. How do you, Attorney General, bring witness statements to court and you haven't signed them? And then he was embarrassed. Then when we spoke about it, he hired some obscure social media people to come and say that we were not in the court and blah blah blah. So we had to actually obtain the raw court. We brought it here. Those of you viewers who remember, we brought the thing here and we read what the judge said in the judge's own words, berating the Attorney General that you cannot bring documents to the case management that have not been signed. I mean, is that not even very basic? A whole Attorney General, you take a document, witness statement that Paul Adomotri has said this statement and Paul Adomotri didn't sign it, and then you send it to a case management to go and show to a judge. I mean, it doesn't get below that. That's very crass legal practice, isn't it? Anyway, let's move on. 19 June 20, case management, blah blah blah. 16th July, I meant 19th June, yes. Now we're on 16th July. Court strikes out Attorney General's bid to revoke Hanan's travel order. That was also a whole unnecessary drama, a complete unnecessary drama. Hanan wants to travel, and then the court says Hanan can travel. And the Attorney General brings an application that Hanan cannot travel. The application is argued, and the application fails. That's really what happened. Semsai argues that Hanan cannot travel. Hanan's lawyers argue that Hanan can travel. The application of Semsai fails. His counter arguments fail. The judge grants Hanan the opportunity to travel. Hanan is traveling. Then they go and use power. They call police people. Do you know what the police people are saying about you, Justice Semsai? Do you know what the police people that you order them to go and arrest people? Do you know the things they are saying about you? You should be very careful as a young man. You should go and listen to what the police people that you told them to go to airport to go and arrest Hanan, the things they are saying about you. You should go and listen to the immigration service at the airport who investigated Hanan's documents, and every stop order is given to the immigration. Every stop order is given to the immigration. The immigration had no stop order because stop order must go through the proper channels. You cannot use Kokonsan to do a stop order at the airport. It has to go through the proper channels. I think the Deputy Attorney General still needs some orientation about how to be a Deputy Attorney General and how to be a minister appointed under Article 79. He still doesn't understand it. I think he's ready to release a single or something, so his mind is on his music. I don't know what's happening to him, but he's making horrendous mistakes, and it looks as if he doesn't even have any boss. I'm surprised whether Dominic Anini is checking him out or not. So on the matter of Hanan was traveling after a court had granted him the right to travel, and then Semsai sent soldiers to go and arrest him. That he, Semsai, has found out that Hanan was going to remove money from an account that is blocked. Many people on social media criticize him. The Attorney General, what's wrong with him? An account that has been blocked, how was he trying to remove money? And he was traveling on a Saturday. It was alleged that he was removing the money on Thursday. So Friday, the Attorney General and Semsai knew what they are telling us, which we don't believe. They knew that Hanan was trying to remove money on Thursday. They didn't do anything about it on Friday. Then on Saturday evening, they sent soldiers to the airport that go and arrest him. And I'm telling Semsai, go and listen to what those people are saying about you. Go and listen to what the head of immigration at the airport is saying. Go and listen to the conversations that